Make sure to book your next fishing trip in Louisiana with a member of the Louisiana Charter Boat Association. Visit lasaltwater.com today. Today on Let's Go Fishing, we're going inside and out. We're going to start our day in Shell Beach in St. Bernard Parish, and we're going after redfish on the rocks at Lake Borgne. We're going to be fishing today with Captain Seth Howard of Let's Go Fishing Charters and Robbie Campo, the owner of Campos Marina. It's going to be a lot of fun catching reds. Then we're going to go outside. We're going to head to the Chandelier Islander, where we're going to go to Freemason Island and catch some speckled trout just standing on the beach. Beautiful island there, lots of speckled trout, so redfish and speckled trout. So let's go fishing. Closed captioning is brought to you by the Delta Marina in Empire, Louisiana, featuring newly renovated cabins on the water, a ship store for all of your tackle and food and drink, live shrimp, gas and diesel, a fish cleaning station, and the Ponderosa Grill and Oyster Bar serving South Louisiana cuisine Thursday through Sunday. Visit us online at thedeltamarina.com. Our day starts off at Campos Marina in Shell Beach, Louisiana. We get there before dawn, and then we load up the boat and get some of those famous Campos live shrimp that are guaranteed to catch fish or die trying. And then we're going to make the short boat ride over to the rocks in Lake Borgne. And I tell you, I've always fished speckled trout on these rocks on the other side of the lake, but I've never really targeted redfish on the rocks on the eastern shoreline of the lake. So I'm really excited today to be able to do this. I hear they've been catching a bunch of fish, and I'm ready to catch some redfish on the rocks in Shell Beach. There we go.
There we go.
Fish on. Fish, yeah, he's still on. We were about to make a move just now because we don't have much tidal movement out here, and that fish hit it. Now, a lot of times when you're fishing out here, you're fishing right on top of the rocks. We are not fishing right on top of the rocks. I caught this fish kind of way out, trying to get him away from trying to get this thing away from the rocks, but this is a good redfish here. This one's gonna go over this way. Yeah, that's a good red. That's a good red, Pawpaw. Whoops, see all that? He saw that net. Come on, buddy. There we go. Nice redfish. So, a lot of times when you're fishing out here in the summertime, what you're gonna do is you're gonna go basically out to Bay Elwha and fish the rigs. But one thing you can do if you don't want to take a long boat ride and you want to stay close to Campos Marina, like 7 minutes from Campos Marina, you come out here and you throw some live Campos shrimp under a popping cork, 4 Horseman cork, death grip jig head, and that is what you catch. You have miles and miles of rocks out here, so where do you fish? And that's a really good question. You can just move down the rocks and just kind of throw a dart at the dartboard and hope you hit them. But anywhere you have a cut coming out and then you can fish the rocks next to it, those seem to be the best spots, especially on a day like today when our tide is not moving at all. At least you have some movement with a little bit of wind and that water coming out of these trenasses and canals. Try those places first, and then if you don't catch anything there, then you can just troll and drift on the rocks. Now, for the most part, you're not going to catch a limit of fish sitting in one spot. It's possible, but unlikely. Today we've been fishing and catching 6 fish here, 6 fish there, so you've got to move around a little bit and not just think you're going to park your boat and catch a limit at one spot. Oh, Robbie's got one. So we got Robbie Campo in the back of the boat, Campos Marina, the world's oldest marina in the United States of America. It's been here for 100 and something years. 119 years. Abraham Lincoln was alive back in the day. Robbie's gonna try to get that one in. So the sun came up a little bit, got daylight, and our bite was kind of slow. And, I mean, kind of slow. We were out here for 10 minutes and didn't catch any fish. But That is another pretty redfish. All right, one of the things we do when we're fishing redfish out here is you don't have to worry about the shrimp staying real alive, and you're really popping this cork a lot. So what we're doing is I hook these baits through the back, and that's gonna help keep them on the line because you're popping your cork a lot harder with this than you are with speckled trout. So a good tip for you is to actually hook them through the back, and they're gonna stay on a lot easier.
My name is Robert Campo. I'm one of the owners of Campos Marina here in Shell Beach, which is located in the lower part of St. Bernard Parish. We're a family-owned and operated business. We have been for 119 years. We're one of the oldest marinas in the country. We still offer the same things that we offered back then. So we have gasoline, live bait, ice, diesel. We're a full-service marina. We service recreational and commercial fishermen at this place. We have 2 back-down ramps at our place. We have overnight accommodations here. So if you're gonna come to St. Bernard Parish and you wanna fish St. Bernard Parish, come and look us up here at Campos.
So I'm trying to think of a name of the new show. We'll come up with all kinds of things. So we decide, let's go fishing with Kevin Ford. That's gonna be original, nobody's gonna have it. And then as you turn towards the camera with your back, you're gonna see Seth already had the name. But Seth was kind enough to let us have the name as well. So we've had some just unbelievable hot weather here over the last several weeks. I mean, temperatures have been running in the upper 90s, and it's June, so that's very, very uncommon. So like Seth said, these fish are gonna hang out here, but they need to have a deep water access right now to where when it gets real hot, they can move. Because what happens is, now a redfish is much more capable of really kind of handling the heat. And that's one of the big things that they do, is handle the heat quite well. Robbie just killing the fish over there. But speckled trout, they have to go in the deep water. The redfish can hang out here for a while and do just fine. There he is. Robbie, geez and Pete's. And this is what you can do all summer long out here. Now, the key is also to bring a ton of bait, because from that pinfish I caught a little bit earlier, you're gonna have just a bunch of bait stealers out here. Robbie again? I think we need to, yeah, we need to spin the boat, do something. Now, one of the things that happens out here normally is that, Robbie's bragging back there, thank God he's not mic'd. But one of the things that normally happens is you're gonna have to move up and down these rocks a little bit. You're not gonna catch a limit of fish in the same spot. So Robbie's got another good one, and Seth and I are just gonna sit up here in the front of the boat and watch. Here we go.
Finally, there we go. There's a fish.
You ever want to catch a fish? All you have to do, get out the rocks, is give it the 3-cast ultimatum. Tighten my drag. All right, get out those rocks, baby.
Nice.
This is some fun fishing. You know, this area is really known a lot for catching big old speckled trout and that, but you can come out here and get some nice redfish as well. Come on, buddy. Get you on the other side of the boat here. So Logan can see you. Ooh.
Beautiful fish.
Yeah, right, and they got that nice golden color to them. He almost got an anchor. There we go. That's one of our best fish of the day.
That is.
And it's about as easy of a setup as you can have. But the big key is that if you're going to do this, you absolutely want to make sure that you have plenty of live shrimp.
My name is Captain Seth Howard with Let's Go Fishing Guide Service, and I'm based here in Lower St. Bernard, covering Shell Beach, Hopedale, and the Delacroix area. We fish year-round, 12 months out of the year, specializing in redfish. Also have a lot of other species out there to catch. We do anything from small family groups all the way up to business groups, large parties, offering overnight accommodations, and private chefs even come out and cook for you as well. So give me a call and let's go fishing.
So we made a move. We caught about 10 fish at the first spot and just made another move up the rocks here. And hopefully we'll get on another mess of them right here. Again, we've got a little cut and we're fishing around the cut. And Robbie, again, not in the best spot, but catching the fish. All right, so we figured out it's the deeper leader that works. It's not that Robbie can fish. So I'm gonna go to a deeper leader too. And we're gonna show you what we're talking about here in a minute after Seth gets this beautiful Shell Beach redfish in the boat. Nice fish. So this is about as good as it gets early in the morning out here in Shell Beach. All right, so what has happened here is very simple. Robbie was fishing with a deep leader, and this deep leader thing has made a huge difference. I was fishing about right here, and I've gone about 6 inches deeper, and we're staying a little bit more away from the needlefish, which normally stay on top of the water. So let's see how this works. Three cast ultimatum always works. This is just a great place. If you don't want to run, this is the place to go. And the good news is, all of these fish are keepers. Now Seth,
Yes, sir.
how long are these fish going to be in this area like this? I mean,
You know, with the way the heat's been going, they should be here for quite a while. I mean, they got access to cooler, deeper water right here. I really can't see any reason for them to move out until it's time to start transitioning in the fall.
yeah, and a lot of times in the fall, you can come fish these rocks here, and you're not only going to catch redfish, but you're going to catch speckled trout as well. So you can do just about anything out here and catch a ton of fish and have a lot of fun. It's a great place to bring the family. St. Bernard Parish has so much to offer. Great food, great restaurants. Great food, great restaurants. That's the same thing. Oh God, look at this. In the back of the boat. Good Lord have mercy. This is
Look, y'all gonna have to
ridiculous.
put the poles down so I can catch one, right?
Oh. Robbie hasn't caught a fish in that long. He's really struggling now. Robbie, you need a belt on?
You need a back brace from carrying us.
Robbie Campo, ladies and gentlemen. And you only thought he could count shrimp.
Like riding a bike, huh?
Yeah, they've been real aggressive. This cold weather has them jacked.
Hot weather? Yeah, if you think it's the cold weather, we got problems. Today's Tackle Box is brought to you by the Louisiana Charter Boat Association. Book your adventure today. All right, our tackle segment's going to be real easy today because I forgot my tackle boxes here at Campos Marina. What was I fishing with? ITX spinning reel from Akuma, DTR 7-foot spinning rod. This rod was made for fishing in South Louisiana. Popping cork, live shrimp was the deal. We have a 4 horseman popping cork. I've got a 25-pound test leader, fluorocarbon, and a 16th ounce death grip jig head. And on that jig head, we put a Campos live shrimp. I am so impressed by these Habit shirts. They are incredible. You don't have to go to the store and pay $50 and $60. These are affordable. You can put them in your bag. They can be all wrinkled up. You take them out, they're gonna look perfect. They have sun protection in them, and if you get a stain on them, it's coming out real quick. Habit Outdoors, check out their fishing clothing. You are not gonna be disappointed. And hey, it was easy catching redfish today, and our tackle segment was just as easy. Make sure to book your next fishing trip in Louisiana with a member of the Louisiana Charter Boat Association. Visit lasaltwater.com today. And now we're going to one of the best places that I enjoy fishing the most, and that's the Chandelier Islands. And we get out and we go to the Chandelier Islander, which Ron and Aaron do a great job with. And the Chandelier Islands are kind of full of grass right now, so we decided to make the 8-mile run to Freemason Island. It's a gorgeous place, rocks all over the island. You don't have to wade there because once you walk into the water, it's 6 feet deep, but you can fish right off of the shoreline in beauty and catch some nice speckled trout. What they're doing is basically cruising this rough side, which you should know. Fish are always going to be on the rough side of the surf. Another nice trout. I tell you what, you know, I use a bait caster a lot, but a lot of people when they're throwing a jig, they're just going to use a bait caster. But we just brought a couple of rods out, and this spinning reel, ITX 2500, looks perfect. But these fish are always going to be in the dirtier water on the surf. For some reason, I looked over here, and I saw how pretty that water was, and I got fooled. Don't let rough water, muddy water trick you when you fish in the surf. Speckled trout. Surf fishing. Sort of, but not all the way. And the reason why not all the way is because at this island right here, it's a steep, steep drop off. And that's what makes it so effective. Nice trout. I'm gonna cook the boys from California some dinner tonight. But that is what you, again, what you're looking for when you come out here is not that calm side over there, it's this rough side. That's where these fish are gonna be. That's what we're talking about. Speckled trout. Nice male. Hear him croaking. You want to go back? I'm gonna feel sorry for you. Boy, that one just hit the water, and I caught him. Another one. Now you can catch some really big fish here. Well, he wants to be eaten, so you can catch some really big ones. Right now we're getting schoolies, but I see bait in the water. All right, so this is how I'm fishing this swim bait. People call it a swim bait in certain areas. Down here in Louisiana, we just call it a jig and soft plastic. I have a 3/8 ounce jig head with a magneto matrix shad. So find the color that the fish are biting on, and there's 2 ways to fish this. Number one, which is the most popular way, you can cast it, kind of let it go to the bottom, and just jig it off the bottom like that. And the fish are gonna hit it. Now, that's the most popular way to fish a jig because fishermen have a tendency to make things way more complicated than they need to be. So you have to work the bait, you have to bounce it off the bottom, and you have to feel everything, right? No, you don't. The other way you can catch fish is this way. Let me show you. And a lot of people don't do this, but I've got plenty of videos to prove it works. Cast, retrieve. Just a simple cast and retrieve. That bait's gonna swim with the tail, and sometimes they want it a little bit higher in the water column, and this is how they'll hit it. But you have to figure out how they're gonna hit it first. When I'm fishing a jig, I'll always start with the bouncing part, and then if I start catching them or don't catch them, then I'll start the cast and retrieve. I see everything that I want to see to catch fish right here. That's what I was telling you. That's why I kept moving, because these fish will normally stack up in one spot. That's a pretty fish there. Look at him in that water, in the surf. Woo! We got the sun behind us, speckled trout coming in the surf, in the sun. It doesn't get much better than this. This is about as fun a fishing as you can get right here. At the beginning of the show, I told you I never really targeted redfish in Lake Borgne before. Well, mission accomplished today as we fished the eastern shoreline of Lake Borgne, and Captain Seth Howard put us on some great redfish. And thanks, Captain Seth, and also thanks to Robbie Campo of Campos Marina. And I always love going outside to the Chandelier Islander, leave right out of Shell Beach, take the boat ride, and when you get there, you have great accommodations, and then you can go fish the islands, some of the best scenery you're going to see in the world. And by the way, the fishing is off the charts. Freemason Island with all the rocks, boy, it's a lot of fun to fish on, and we had a great time on this trip going inside and out. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again next week.